There's a very, very strong son preference over daughters. What's the point of my investing in her education, in sending her to school? Because she's just going to go get married and live in somebody else's house. So why should I invest in her? I don't get anything back. If I have a son, when I grow old, my son looks after me. My name is Safeena Husain and I'm the founder of Educate Girls. Educate Girls is a non-profit organization that's working in critical gender gap districts to find every single girl who's out of school, bring her into the school system, make sure she's staying and learning. Convincing a family to let their daughters go to school is a fairly long process. So we have community volunteers who we call Team Balika, who are young, educated people from the same village. They will get the village leader involved, they will get the headmaster and the teachers involved in actually creating that dialogue.
चेतन कुमार खड़ा नीचे रख दे सरली सुना.
So Nana Lal's story is really, really special. When he was around 4 years old, he had been infected with polio, and so he lost the use of his legs. His brothers carried him to school. So with great difficulty, he actually made it past 12th grade. And he is more educated now than his brothers.
सर ये काम करने में तो मेरे को बहुत परेशानी आई है कि डोर टू डोर करता था तब भी मेरे को बहुत परेशानी चलने में परेशानी होती है. कभी तो मजदूर लोग हैं यहाँ पर गांव पर घर पे नहीं मिलते थे मेरे को. मेरा सपना ये है कि मैं भी शिक्षित बनूं और मेरा गांव भी शिक्षित बने, आगे जाके हमारे गांव का नाम ऊँचा हो.
हाँ, वो क्या टीना स्कूल इसलिए नहीं आती थी, उनके घर पर काम करवाते थे उनके मम्मी पापा, जैसे बकरे चलाने, पानी लाने का, मतलब किचन का कुछ भी काम हो वो सब कुछ काम कराते थे. एक दिन मैं चली गई उनके घर पे, मैंने बोला था उनको मम्मी को ये काम नहीं करवाना चाहिए, लड़की को पढ़ाना चाहिए, इनके आगे कुछ भी होते दिक्कत पड़ती तो भी ये संभाल सकती है घर मकान सब कुछ. जो उनको टीना को मैं साथ में लाती हूँ स्कूल और फिर इनका नामांकन करवा कर फिर स्कूल में रखते थे. और ये बता दूँ मेरे को पहले बड़ी होकर क्या बनना है अभी आपको?
मैडम.
अब तो ये घर का काम अच्छा लगता है ये स्कूल का काम?
घर का स्कूल का.
घर का काम अच्छा नहीं लगता है.
In the early years, and for 5 months, my staff went without a paycheck and nobody quit. You can say that was a really dark time for me because I totally felt like I failed as a leader. But everybody turned around and said to me, don't worry, and we're here, and the work will continue. And it was incredible. I need to keep 100% of my funders staying with me year on year, and then I need to go out and find another, 50% more of my budget in terms of new money, and that's a constant struggle. I think the sacrifices that you have to make even in your own personal life are a lot. I mean, I travel so much. I mean, I'm very, very, very lucky that my husband is willing and able to look after the children while I'm away. A long time ago, he said to me, he says, your mission is my mission. And he really lives that statement. Otherwise, it's impossible to do it. Do you see any ships?
There. Ships.
Over there?
Yeah. That's a lighthouse.
Is that a lighthouse?
Or some signal.
Come, let's go up. So I want to show you some pictures with my dad. So this is on my graduation day with my daddy. I was the first one in my family to get into London School of Economics. The first time anybody in the history of our family that got into a university overseas and was going to go and study abroad. He had sold his business and he wanted to use that money to pay for my college education. I was setting up a clinic in the Himalayas in the mountains, and my father came to help me. And women were talking to him and they asked him, they said, "How many children do you have?" And he looked at me and he said, "This is it, And women started crying, beating their chests, crying out to God, saying, "Why did you curse this man with just a daughter?" And like my father just put his arm around me and he said, "This is my daughter, this is my son, this is my everything." My biggest champion was my father, who was like out there, fighting for what he felt the opportunities that I should have. And that's what I'm really in the business of doing, is cloning my father for the world at large. Now we're going to read this one. The minute I got into the development sector work, I knew that this is what I wanted to do. Because for me, the money piece wasn't so important, but the fulfillment was really, really, really key. And I needed to get up every day and feel like what I'm doing has value and has value for society. Good night.